Well, we had to just stop here and take a few snaps, and well, what an amazing spot this is. These glaciers up here, 3 more there, river, just an incredible part of the world. And I have to say, it is feeling like it's warming up a little bit, but I'm still desperate for that first coffee of the day. Well, what a spot. Looks like some people camping down there. Crikey. So we've stopped at the Icefield Parkway sort of visitor centre thing, which is just there. And behind us, or in front of us, but behind you, is the main glacier. I'll just show you that now. And it's quite incredible because we came here about 15 years ago, and we actually walked on that glacier behind us. And that glacier was almost, well, it was way bigger than it is now, let's put it that way. It's just quite shocking how much that's receded in the time. And when we were here before, there were big Caterpillar tracked red vehicles all parked on here that would take you up on the glacier. It looks like they don't do that anymore. There we go, sign of the times, I guess. Anyway, Carol, time for a bit of a warm-up, I think, the visitor centre, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, we're going to go and get a coffee before we jump back on the bike again. We'll see you shortly. Right, we've had a thorough warm-up. It's got a bit busier now at the visitor centre. A few more vehicles here than when we arrived. Hit the road for another 80 miles or so, and towards Lake Louise, which is somewhere we didn't do when we last came. So we are going to check that out this time. Hopefully it's going to be a little bit warmer on this leg. It's amazing how this place has changed in the time since we visited it. That main glacier has really receded. It was over that lump of earth when we were here before. Makes you think. So I just noticed that the temperature gauge is saying that it's 58 Fahrenheit now. So what's that? That's 16 degrees warmer than it was when we got here 3/4 of an hour ago. Incredible. Feels much more comfortable, I must say. Still keeping the heated grips on for a bit though, which, given this bike is a basic spec, I'm impressed it's got heated grips, but a bit of a lifesaver this morning. Even the hairpins here, they do bigger than anyone else. Look at the size of that return. Alright, we've just stopped at another photo stop. Check this out for a bit of a view. Pretty cool, eh? I'll take you close to the lake and show you down there. Pretty cool view, eh? Right, back on board. Many miles to go. So there is a distinct smell of smoke, and ahead it looks, as you can see, very smoky. This isn't fog, I don't think. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of forest fire going on. There is a lot of smoke up ahead. Quite know what's going on there. Doesn't look good. And looks like we're coming up to some construction works. Haven't seen some of that for a while, which I'm glad to say. Except there's not too much of this along the route. Is this just a red light, or do we need to wait for a pilot car? Let's see. I'll never complain about European traffic lights again. These Canadian ones don't half stay red for a long time. I can see the other end of it, and the traffic's all queued up. Nothing's moving. It's really annoying. We're off. Not a huge amount of work going on there. It's like the road has fallen away. Crikey. Nature getting the better of the road, eroding it away. Just seen a fuel station up here, so as we've already done 95 miles, I thought we'd just have a quick top up. Better to be safe than sorry. Oh. Hi.
The pump's all ready. You can fuel up on your own.
Yeah.
Just remember you're on pump number 4, and then you can ride up to the cashier when you're done.
No worries, thanks. Right, pump number 4. Right, so slightly different procedure at this one. You pump and then you go and pay at the cashier up there. Straightforward enough. The old GS looking a little bit as if it's worked hard, which it has. The engine's running sweet as a nut, but somebody's got a cleaning job on their hands when this one goes back. Still a distinct smoky atmosphere around here. Absolutely stinks. So that was the Saskatchewan River crossing. A useful, lots of Harley boys there. A useful fuel up. Right, what do we got? Clear. Clear. Aha, Red Deer off to the left. And Lake Louise and Banff straight on, which is where we're heading for. And this here, I assume, is the Saskatchewan River crossing. Wow. And up ahead on the ridge I can see a lot of burnt trees, or tree trunks. There's still a lot of smoke, so I think that's where that's where all this is coming from. I don't know if this is just smoke from an out fire or whether it's still blazing somewhere, but I think that might be part of our culprit. A couple of Goldwings. Actually, these roads on these last couple of legs would be perfect for the Goldwing. Just to settle back and relax on nice wide sweeping curves. Easy riding. Actually, just looking to our right looks to be where the smoke is generating from. So I think that's where the fire is. It may be if the wind is blowing down the valley where we've just come from, we might be up for some clearer views up here. I hope so anyway. Nice. The trouble with the Rockies, as we discovered before, is that there are so many of these stunning views you can't help keep stopping, and then you get all staggeringly viewed out and you start missing amazing views because you think, well, I've seen one like that before. It's a shame we've got a bit of this smoky atmosphere though, because if it was nice blue sky it would be that much better, but hey ho, beggars can't be choosers. So that was Waterfowl Lake apparently. Well, you may have noticed on that little bit when we were just down by the lake there that with my helmet on, that I've got this lead dangling from my camera, this blue and white lead. Well, that's because I invested in a little USB lead to my power pack, which I've got in my pocket, and it means that I don't have to keep swapping out batteries, so that lasts all day long. That's a little trick from Richie Vida, so thank you Richie. Seems to work okay. Sometimes it doesn't work too well, but it's in the main it's been good, so I haven't had to worry about changing batteries every day. Oh, bit of rain in the air now. We're getting something for everybody today. Alright, it's properly wet now. Once again, thanking our good judgment that we put the full kit on. Let's hope it's short-lived. More cyclists, all credit to them. Let's hope they've got their wet weather gear as well. That's proper hardcore, that. If only I brought me waterproof gloves instead of just me summer ones. All cyclists enjoying themselves in their shorts. Crikey. First sports bike we've seen for a long time. Another massive glacier on the hill just ahead there, look, just a huge depth of snow. Some more on the peaks there. I wonder if this rain is actually falling as snow up there. Well, I'm pleased to say the rain has eased somewhat, which is good. The temperature has gone up as well. It's 63 Fahrenheit now, so that's quite pleasant. All we need now is for some blue sky, and all will be well. Even the smoke, I think the rain helped get rid of the smoke. We're actually breathing fresh air again, which is excellent news. Okay, so we're just leaving the national park now. Of course, we don't have to get a ticket to leave. but we will need tickets to get into the next one, which we've already got. But before that, Lake Louise and the lunch stop beckons. Just coming under one of these green tunnels, look, where the animals can cross the top. And hopefully up here, give you a little wipe in case of rain. We can find somewhere to stop and get some food. Ski area, Lake Louise. So this is the price you pay coming at weekends. It's absolutely heaving here. That building up ahead is the Fairmont Hotel, which is quite famous. The parking, however, appears to be full. Nice work with the bus. Not sure what's going on here. Alright, well, after some ado, we found our way to Lake Louise. This is the very busy parking area indeed. And that building over there is the Fairmont Hotel, isn't it, Gail?
Yep.
Which is famous, is on the lake. We're going to see if we can find ourselves to a bit of a view. But I'm not holding out great hope, because look at the queues of traffic getting in here. It's weekend tourist nightmare. We'll see what we can find anyway. Alright, we've made it out of the, what's the word I'm looking for?
Car park.
Maelstrom of a car park. It's a good word, isn't it? And the lake's ahead of us with more glaciers, so check this out.
Lots of people.
And as you can see, despite the rain, it's absolutely heaving here. As much as I like lakes and mountains, I have to say, this isn't for me. Right, time to make a swift exit, I think. We didn't do Lake Louise before, and frankly, I wouldn't have cared if we hadn't done it this time. Anyway, does that seem ungrateful?
A bit harsh.
Anyway,
This
true.
way.
All wrong way. Right, back to the bike. I think we'll try and make it to Banff for a bit of lunch. Maybe it'll be a bit quieter there. Although I'm not holding my breath as it's a Sunday. Okay. Let's make like an exit and get out of Dodge. Right, well, that was a tourist attraction, all right. Let's get back on the road. Not a bad view as we make our way back to the highway. So just having a little touch on this road, which is the Trans-Canada Highway, and we'll be turning off this shortly onto something a bit more interesting. Even this though, I mean, check out the scenery to the sides of us. So we've come off the Trans-Canada Highway and we're on something a little bit more twisty. Of course, it's all relative, but it's more interesting than the highway. We just passed a little potential deli place, so we're going to go and check that out. It's up a dirt road, which is slightly concerning, but we'll go and have a look. Not a big fan of stopping in the middle of a fast road like this. So after a slightly dodgy ascent, we find ourselves at this little lodge type thing, which it seems a bit quiet, but this is definitely an improvement over the lake.
And you've got sandwiches.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, fantastic.
We also have another sandwich with elk and cheddar.
Okay. Right, well, after some negotiation, we managed to get a coffee, a cookie, a share of a croissant, and yeah, that should work a treat. Now, I don't know about you viewers, but I've never had egg in a croissant before. But the old mantra, beggars can't be choosers, I'm willing to give it a go. What do you think, Mrs. F? Have you tried it? It could be messy.
I'm going to eat when you've turned the camera off because it'll go everywhere.
It's alright. Bit of garlic. A few chives. Very tasty.
It is nice.
Ah. It's got cheese, of course.
And pesto.
Good pesto.
Got basil in it.
Tasty, isn't it?
Right, Cheerio Lodge. That was splendid. Perfect little stop for what we needed. Nice and quiet too. Right, next challenge, getting out onto this road safely. Luckily, I've got my observer on the back.
It's not clear. Clear after this one.
Clear off the black truck. Now, I don't like the look of the weather ahead, I have to say. Looking down that valley, it looks like it is absolutely lamping it down. And that is exactly where we're heading. So, we've got all the vents done up. Unfortunately, I haven't got my waterproof gloves. I've only got my summer ones. But I've got a spare set of summer ones if these get absolutely saturated. We're going to be in for quite a ride. Oh my word. Excellent lightning. Okay, let's see how this goes then. It's going to have to grit our teeth, I think, for the next 144 miles. Everybody's got their lights on. So Mrs. Fly just reminded me that place where we just were was called Storm Mountain Lodge, as in Storm Mountain, and as you may have just saw, a massive lightning strike on that mountain just there. So obviously this is a bit prone to that sort of caper. Let's see how we get on. But I think this is the calm before the storm, quite literally. And as expected, we are in an absolute deluge. Just passing a place on the left called Continental Divide. I think we might be crossing the border again, back into Britsh Columbia. What does it say here? Banff National Park boundary. Not too sure. Anyway, given the conditions that I'm riding in, I think I'll just concentrate on that. What a day to be riding, eh? The things we do for you. Oh, there's the lightning. And there's the welcome sign back into Britsh Columbia from Alberta. And it's another time zone, I think, that we've crossed again. So we'll work out whether we've gained or lost an hour later. Gosh, it's getting windy out here. I'll tell you what, I need to concentrate. I'll speak to you later, alright? Alright, forward on 15-20 minutes. We've come through an absolute hoolie of a downpour. And it feels like it's getting a little bit less now. And I can actually see a mountain over there, which is good news. My hands are absolutely drenched. Luckily I never ride without a spare pair of gloves, so I can wear those others tomorrow hopefully. It's not too cold. And where we're staying tonight is apparently a ski lodge, so I'm hoping they might have boot dryers that are used for ski boots, and I can stick my gloves and boots on those. Anyway, once again, thank goodness, we chose the full rucker route today and didn't go with the jeans that we were toying with. That would not have been funny. In this triple Gore-Tex Pro stuff, you just stay bone dry inside no matter how wet it is outside. It's blooming good stuff for this sort of caper. Well, sadly, despite it looking a bit brighter ahead, we seem to have been in this downpour now, and this is a pretty heavy one. There's some time. And it's not showing any signs of abating. But anyway, now we can do about the weather, is there? Although we do like to moan us Brits, don't we? And incidentally, folks, you may have gathered that, of course, I've got an intercom with Mrs. Flyer on, and she does speak to me occasionally, so you might hear a little voice in the background occasionally and not quite make out what it is. Well, that's Mrs. Flyer having a chat to me, so don't be perturbed. And the other thing to say is that I know that lots of people always say, well, why don't you record Mrs. Flyer's intercom or give her a camera so we can hear what she's saying? Well, that's all a great idea, but if you've ever tried to edit a video, with two people with intercoms is an absolute nightmare. And when you've got the amount of footage that I've got coming from this tour, bearing in mind we will have been away for about 3 weeks in total, and I've been recording all day every day, that's a lot of footage, and basically it at least doubles your editing workload when you have two cameras to mix together. So that is why I don't do the intercom thing with Mrs. Flyer. So I know, yes, I agree, it would be great to hear what she has to say, and yes, I know it would add to the video, but believe you me, it may seem like this is a walk in the park when you're watching this stuff, but there's quite a lot that goes into making these videos, and making it even harder for myself is not something I really want to do. So just thought I'd put that out there. Oh, and that, by the way, is also the same reason why you're mainly only seeing shots out of my helmet camera. You're not seeing it out of a camera facing towards me from the handlebars like I would do on a bike review, because again, that just doubles the effort for editing. And as I've got probably 2 solid months work to do to edit these videos, I don't really want to double that effort, because there's not a lot of gain, to be honest, from doing that. Anyway, hope you understand and it doesn't spoil your viewing pleasure too much. Well, I'm very pleased to report that the rain has now stopped, and it's got quite clear now, and we've got some lovely views again, which is great news. We've got 120 miles to do still, so a couple of hours riding. Unfortunately, my hands and feet actually are now drenched, but a minor inconvenience when you've got these views to enjoy. So just when we thought it was home and dry, it starts to rain again. Terrific. So we've just come through that latest rain shower. There's all this white stuff on the road. We're trying to work out, is that hail from hailstones? But it looks like it's not actually. It looks like it's some sort of liquid, almost like a detergent or something. Clearly it's not, but again, if you have any ideas what that is, be very interested to know. Anyway, about what have we got? 3 miles. We shall be at Radium Hot Springs, where we're going to stop the bike up, have a bit of a chill for a bit, because we deserve that after that little wet ride from the lunch break. It's actually a beautiful day now. Look down here, it's 65 degrees, and we've got blue skies. Can't make its mind up. Here we are, Radium Hot Springs 2K.